I want to do this quick talk here and give a plug out to John Corey. I think that's how you say your last name, Corey. I'm highly dyslexic, and you probably see that from my post. I can't spell, I can't read. I write in I write in fragments, and it's a lot easier for me to do a video. So I'm going to do a plug out. Hope you'll invest in John. Extremely knowledgeable guy. To give you a background, here's his LinkedIn. He obviously has a background in engineering. He's been a director of a lot of companies, founder, okay, of Dashboards, which I think is a sounds familiar, that company. And just obviously living the dream, financially independent, has great contacts, and really a great person to engage in a conversation. And I met John playing a silly game called Empire Avenue. Okay, here's John's profile. I've actually bought some shares. He bought, and how did we meet up? Well, I posted a question saying, imagine if you can access IPOs at 25. I created a question that I knew would get responses, right? So I hope you don't feel like I baited you, John, which I did. Okay, but still, I wanted to engage in a conversation. So that's my strategy, to write a question that is going to entice people. And the simple fact is, if LinkedIn, which is a shitty platform, if you were able to buy into LinkedIn at a penny a share back in 2004, okay, and you held on to your 2,500 shares, and then it went to its IPO, which it went over $100 a share, you would have had $250,000. And the simple fact is, every company in the world started off at some point as a penny a share. Every single company on the U.S. stock exchange and everything else. However, who has access to those penny a shares? Only a very few. The founder, a couple insiders, and everything else. My point is, what if we open that up? Okay, and we give the ability for anyone. And John actually point out some specific questions here that I'd like to answer and and address. A lot of companies don't succeed, which is right. Actually, John probably doesn't know this. Very few people know this, but actually, less than 1% of pre-seed companies become seeded. So just let me give you a review. There's three stages to a startup, okay, or to a company. It's this pre-seed, the seed, and the seeded. Okay, the seed is a term I've created, I've brought to the table because I didn't like early stage. Didn't make sense. You talk about, I'm a seed investor, means I'm an angel investor. I invest in companies, that are a specific range, and I define basically a seeded company as any company that has a net profits of 100,000 or institutional investors, okay, and they've raised over 100,000. So when Google got their $100,000 check from that investor, okay, from Sun, they became a seeded company, all right, because that investment led to many other investors. People follow people. So if you've got a person of significant, like for example, if John decided to invest in FoundUps, all right, put some money, I know John would bring significant people to the table. That simple fact. Now, number talking about number one. So a lot of companies don't succeed. Well, simple fact is, less than 1% make it from the pre-seed to the seeded. Number two, raising capital companies is fine. All right. However, people don't understand investing. That's true. My whole point is, if you put $25 a month, okay, into a company that's going to launch 100,000 companies, or that's our goal, right? And you're basically putting $25 into a basket of eggs instead of into one egg. It's a completely different. You don't need to know about all the eggs. It doesn't matter, because all you need is one of those eggs to hatch. That's what FoundUps is doing. We're not just one company. We are an open Google. So just as Google has all these projects, we're doing the same thing. Um, the and he makes another good point here, that uh, you know people. I mean, you got to protect people. And the whole new law that's going to probably get passed, $25 is not going to hurt anyone, right? There's over 1 billion people in the world that can invest $25 and not be hurt by that. They're out there either spending it on cigarettes, they're spending it on booze, they're spending it on all this other crap. Why not invest? Because you know what? If you would have put $25 into Google at a penny a share, that $25 investment would be worth over $1 million. Okay, you got to understand. People don't understand the opportunity.